Welcome everyone to Vishy Anand taking on Krzysztof Duda at the Global Chess League. Vishy Anand, representing the Ganges Grandmasters, is in tremendous form. He's on 3.5 out of 5. The game opens with 1c4 and Vishy responds with the symmetrical English. Knight comes out to f3 and Vishy brings his knight out to f6. Duda did lose to Vishy in first round. Now he has a chance for revenge. The colors are reversed. b3 played. Slightly offbeat by Duda. He wants to bring Vishy out of his theoretical prep. Bishop b2, capturing the center with the d5 pawn. The other bishop now develops via g2, double fianchetto. Knight comes out in the center and white takes the pawn on d5. Black also takes back, maintaining the center. One of the things that Vishy has learnt over the years is not to be too creative in the opening. Just play simple solid chess, capture the center. Now this is an ambitious move because he moved the same piece second time in the opening. His idea is the bishop is now blocked. Now he goes back to his development. e3, Duda hits the center. I believe Duda is happy with the position he's got because this is a fighting position. Castles here and the knight comes out to a3. One of the plans could be to take and hit it with 3 pieces when it would not be easy to hold. But Vishy actually takes on e3, which is not a great idea. Now white has definitely a small edge in the position. Bishop comes to f5. The knight comes to the center. White's pieces look much better. The knight is jumping to e5. Bishop on long diagonal. The other bishop on another diagonal. Vishy goes queen to c7 and the knight jumps into the center of the board. Vishy brings his rook to the center and now he can go queen e2 because bishop d3 is impossible. The knight is controlling that square. Yes, he brings his queen up. Anand has to take the knight on e5 because otherwise his pawn structure is mangled if black takes it. So he takes, bishop takes on e5. Attacking the queen. The queen goes back and now just visually you can feel it with these two bishops here. White is in the driver's seat. Duda brings his rook to the center and Vishy now plays this little move provoking the pawn up to f3, and this is very good news for Vishy because the bishop here, which was looking at this long diagonal, is now blocked. He comes back with his bishop. Duda says, give me your bishop pair. I am going in and attacking. If you see, the queen does not have a good square. If it goes here, it's under the rook's firing line. If it goes here, it's under the bishop's firing line. So he gives up the bishop pair and then moves his rook to e8. Is Duda clearly better? One believes so. b6 played by Anand, but Vishy has very good chances. Now the central pawns start to roll and that could mean some pressure. When your opponent has the bishop pair, exchange one of the bishops is what Vishy knew and knows, and he goes bishop h3. But now Duda hits the queen side and now queen takes g2. Can Vishy actually push forward and create a passer? Yes, he does. He pushes forward. But Duda's idea is that he will push his own central pawns. And where can the knight go? The knight can't go here. Knight may go to d7. Yes, he goes to d7 and the pawn comes forward. Vishy has created his own passed pawn, that too a protected one. The rook comes in and attacks the pawn on b5, but Vishy simply defends it. And now the next move, he can be kicked away. Rook here, the knight jumps in, attacking the rook. The rook must move back. He goes to d4 and does Vishy's knight. Yes, he jumps there. He wants to, maybe if the queen goes away, come here. No, he moves the queen. That is not a good idea. Vishy gets in with his knight to this square. The queen was defending this important b2 square. And now rook d2. This is great position for Anand. This knight is beautifully located. You can see there Duda not so happy. Has to give up an exchange. Yes, his position is still holdable perhaps, but wow, check into the board. King comes up and now queen b2 check. His position can be held here. but Vishy is clearly pushing. King h3. He brings his king up, and now Vishy can chop off another pawn here. Or he can go for a mating attack this way. He goes rook e6. And Duda brings his queen back. He says, my king needs to come back here. Instead of a check, you could have kept the queen here to try and check from this side. But he gives a check. King comes back. The queens are traded. Is this position now equal? Yes, it is. Once again, Duda is back, but Vishy still very comfortable. Pawn up to h3, and now the rook moves to g6. Here, Duda can already start fighting for a bit by putting his rook on the c file, but I think he doesn't want Vishy to sacrifice his rook for the bishop, and that's the reason why he is keeping the rook on the d file. But this is not a good idea here by Duda to open up the h file, because the rooks need open files, and that is exactly what Vishy is going to use in some time. He will go back, bring his king, swing his rook over, rook goes back. That is exactly what he is doing. Something which you open for yourself later becomes available for your opponent. There you have it, Vishy bringing his king up. Now one rook can take this file, the other rook can take this file, and white will be in trouble. Vishy not even touching those queenside pawns, just bringing his king up. Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. And now Duda plays his king e3. Maybe it's time to take the h file. Yes, he's taken it. Duda under huge pressure now. He brings his king up, but now the rook can switch. Yes, he switches his rook. The bishop tries to block it, but the other rook comes in. Now the bishop blocks it. This rook comes from this side. This rook comes from that side. What a play by Vishy Anand. The two rooks just teaming up with each other, and you can see Vishy's look. He knows that he has won it. Duda is absolutely unhappy there with himself. Bishop blocks, and now the rook enters from this side. Check. Pawns are falling left, right and center. Firstly, picking up the f4 pawn. That's what he does. King attacks the rook. But now the rook can move away somewhere on the third rank. The problem is that your king is also very, very weak. On g2, it will come under big attack. There you see Vishy winning there. Rook check by Duda. Loses another pawn. He gets a pawn back in return. But now Vishy has it under control. A check to the king. And the king moves to the side. Oh, yes, the f-pawn. Yes, that f-pawn is tremendously powerful. Rook g8. Both the players looking backwards because it's a team tournament and you want to see if your result is going to help your team win this match or not. Rook h4. The good news for Duda's team is that he's better. They are better, but Duda has lost. Vishy strikes again, scoring his 4th win in the tournament. What a play by the legend.